Our Range Rover Evoque was a bit of a star when it turned up in the car park last spring, but after 10 months and nearly 20,000 miles, it's time to see whether it's managed to keep its appeal. Inside, I've been really impressed with how well the Evoque's cabin stood up to life. The tan leather seats have managed to resist the dreaded denim blue stain pretty well, and even this cream dashboard trim has managed to get away without too many bad scuffs. I'm still not a fan of the sat-nav though. It's really clunky, quite slow to use, the touchscreen's a bit slow to respond. Put simply, my smartphone is slicker. That can't be right. On the road, the Evoque is still a decent drive. You get the higher driving position, which is great. The steering's nicely weighted and accurate. And on a motorway, it's pretty refined too. The worst of the noise that you'll get comes from these large side mirrors. The weak spot, as far as I'm concerned, is the 6-speed automatic gearbox. It's okay when you're cruising, but around town and on B roads, it's just too slow, clunky, too easily confused. It really hurts fuel economy too. Our car started off at about 30 mpg, and even now, after almost 20,000 miles, it's still stuck at around the same figure. Fuel bills might not be such a problem for someone who's leasing or buying a £40,000 SUV, but the inconvenience of coming to the filling station every 300 odd miles to fill it up might be more of an issue. It's never a good sign when we get onto our second fuel card at a What Car long-termer, but here you go. Land Rover have just announced that they're going to replace this 6-speed automatic with a 9-speed unit later this year. It'll be interesting to see how that affects the driving experience and also the fuel economy. Fuel costs aren't the only issue. We got our car serviced at around 16,000 miles and everything seemed to go well, but the final bill was more than £500. I thought that was a bit much and said so. They gave me a call a couple of days ago to say that they put the wrong car code into the system and then actually charged me for a Range Rover service rather than a Range Rover Evoque service. They're going to give me a refund, which will bring the bill down to around £400, but that still seems a bit much to me. Last year we got our Jaguar XF serviced with the same group and it cost about £250, and that car uses the same engine as this one. Will these things bother rail buyers as much as they bothered me? Probably not quite so much. When I took the Evoque to an Owners Club event in late summer, I couldn't find anybody who got a bad word to say about it, and some of those guys were getting even worse fuel economy than we are. It just backs up our view that the Evoque is an emotional purchase as much as it is a practical one. It might not be the best car in its class, but if you own it, it could be the best car in the world.